Hallo zusammen! Today we're gonna take a look at 5 English terms that Germans might get wrong and why. So the one term that immediately came to mind when I planned this video right here, it's probably the most morbid, but yet also maybe the most fascinating. I honestly don't know why this difference exists and what led to it. The word, the term, the phrase is public viewing. It combines being an Anglicism in German and a false friend, a word that exists in both languages but carries a different meaning in each language. In English, a public viewing sort of is a public display of a deceased person in order for others to say goodbye and to commemorate. In German, the Anglicism public viewing refers to something we'd also call das Rudel gucken, literally the pack watching, a colloquial term. Publicly watching an event with a large group or audience of people in front of a big screen. I guess in terms of this German meaning, it was pretty much coined in or around 2006 when the soccer or football World Cup took place in Germany. When I was on vacation in Berlin with my friends back in 2010, we actually watched Germany versus Argentina live and in public on a big screen that was there at the Brandenburg Gate, das Brandenburger Tor. And that public viewing event that we attended was so much fun. It was so hot though, but it was really cool. We won 4-0. In German, it's a neuter noun. Das public viewing, singular. Die public viewings, plural. The second term has always fascinated me because I can't see a potentially reasonable reason why it's used for pretty much the whole thing as opposed to just a part of it, which from my German perspective would make more sense, but you know, who am I to judge and to know? I'm talking about neck. In English, the neck can refer to the front part of your neck, where the throat is basically, as well as to the back part of it. In German though, we would definitely use 2 different terms referring to these body parts. The front part is called der Hals, singular, die Hälse, plural. This term also functions as a general term for the whole thing though. When Germans want to refer to their literal neck, like the back neck, so to speak, they say der Nacken, singular, die Nacken, plural. That being said, fun fact though, I can't really think of another possible context other than, you know, suffering from neck pain to really talk about this right here. So, yeah, I don't know. The third expression is something Germans might simply get wrong because they might not even understand what it's supposed to mean. It really is strange, and I can vividly remember that back when I really learned English for the first time, I was really confused by this one. And I still don't know why it exists this way. Maybe you guys can tell me more about it. And more specifically, it's not a word, but it's rather a phrase. Sorry, I should have said that right from the get-go. My bad. Mein schlecht? Why is it my bad? And what is bad exactly? And why is my bad considered a full expression? Isn't there a part missing? For instance, like my bad preparation was the reason for explaining this half-heartedly in the first place, or something like that. Yeah. In this situation, Germans might say my mistake, mein Fehler. I mean, honestly, if I were to simply write mein schlecht in German, like in a German exam or whatever, my teachers would definitely mark it as an error, as a mistake. And it also feels incomplete from my German point of view, but, you know, it's just me and pretty much all Germans feeling like this, I guess. The next one actually sounds like a typical accessory of Ghost Rider. Yes, that dude with like fire on him and, you know, stuff like that, the skull and everything. He might wear such a thing and it might look even cool on him. Yes, or hot. An awesome fiery dude like him definitely can't go out and about without wearing his fancy fire hose, right? Right, his Feuerhose, because that's probably what it means, right? Germans might ask. But no, In English, fire hose is a long tube-like pipe through which one can run water, for instance, in order to extinguish a fire. Well, convenient. In German, this could be mistaken for something like Feuerhose, fire pants or fire trousers, because in German, die Hose, singular, die Hosen, plural, is the pants, the trousers. And by the way, we also have a singular term, not just a plural term. Haha. And the other related term would be das Feuer, singular, die Feuer, plural, the fire. Or in terms of a phonetic resemblance, you could also say die Feier, singular, die Feiern, plural, the party pants. Oh God. So as you can both see and hear, it's another false friend. The actual German term for hose is der Schlauch, singular, die Schläuche, plural. Or more specifically in this context, der Wasserschlauch, singular, die Wasserschläuche, plural, the water hose. I mean, it makes sense, I guess, because there's water running through the hose, not fire, so why is it called a fire hose in the first place? You know, it's a water hose. Der Wasserschlauch. Your argument is invalid. The last one is a major difference linguistically speaking, because even though both English speakers and Germans express the same thing at the end of the day, they do it in very different ways. And to some degree even in confusing ways from the other perspective. I'm talking about expressing a felt or real temperature. Not only do we use Celsius and not that German Fahrenheit's temperature scale, but we also have a different way of referring to temperatures in general. When an English speaker says, "I'm cold," Germans could definitely think they are a cold person in a way. They are cold themselves, if that makes sense. For instance, in terms of their manners, politeness, or being cold-hearted even, something like that. And "I'm hot," of course, could be understood as "I'm sexy," which might as well be meant, I don't know. However, those people might simply say "I'm freezing" or "I'm sweating," "I'm feverish," "I'm feeling hot," "I'm feeling warm," "I'm feeling cold." In German, people would use the self-reflexive pronoun here. Mir ist kalt. Literally, me is cold, meaning I'm cold. Or mir ist warm. Literally, me is warm. I'm warm, or, well, I'm hot. Oh yeah. So if you know more about these things, feel free to tell me in the comments, and also feel free to share this video if you enjoyed it, because that's the best way to support your favorite YouTube creators. Maybe I'm one of them, maybe I'm not, I don't know. Thanks for watching, and thanks for doing so in advance. That is greatly appreciated from the bottom of my German heart. Thank you very much. I'm your Vlog Dave. Tschüss und bis zum nächsten Mal.